As I sat pondering and putting my thoughts and ideas together for today's video, I found myself coming back to three main points again and again. One, what does spirituality mean to me on a personal level? Two, what are the things that awaken within me and make sing my spirit being? And three, what are the things or ideas, concepts I need to engage in or continue to do to nourish my spirit and spirituality once I figure out those first couple points? With open minds, compassionate curiosity, and a wise acceptance of each other's perspectives, let's step onto the path of spiritual wellness. Sego, this is Holistic Wellness with Michelle. The space where, when we share our knowledge together, our wisdom arises. Through the years, I have learned that spirituality is, well, rather a highly subjective topic. That it means so many different things to thousands and millions of peoples and cultures across this earth. Because of that, I thought that maybe a good or healthy way for us to start this channel's conversation of spirituality would be for me to simply share with you about my own life journey, my own personal journey on what becoming a spiritual being and spirituality means to me. To share how some of my life experiences have contributed to my shaping and growing along this spiritual path in a good way. As I say that, I'm suddenly mindful to take a moment and bring us back to one of the aims of this channel. From our very first video, we had talked about and discussed that one of the aims is to not say that my ideas are right and yours are wrong, or that yours are right and mine are wrong. Instead, one of the aims of this channel is for us to come together, to blend our knowledge in a good and healthy way, in a wise and respectful way, to take our thoughts, our perspectives, our teachings, Indigenous and non-Indigenous alike, so that we can support each other walking a healthier and different path, a different journey in a good way through our life cycle. Now, if you're new to this channel, what I'll do is I'll post the link for our very first video below, and I would encourage you to please take a look at that. If you're not new to the channel, it might be a nice refresher to bounce back into our first video and have another look. Now then, admittedly, of the 4 rooms within the medicine wheel, spirituality is the room I have explored last. And I think this is for a number of reasons, and I'd like to take a moment and share a few of them right now. One being, growing up, I can honestly say part of me never really seemed to feel like it fit anywhere on a spiritual path, being an individual of both Indigenous and white heritage. In public school, I was mocked. I was made fun of on many occasions when I shared about my Native heritage with great pride. An unfortunate result of that is that I shut down, I shut up, and I closed that door for many a year. As a youth, I was baptized Protestant, I attended church actively, I was an active member of my church youth group, and I read passages from the Bible. But it wasn't really until my college years in my early 30s, and I came into, I was gifted, and I was honored by having the privilege of interacting with some very empowered and powerful Indigenous classmates. And it was through them, I think, that the seeds of the spiritual person I'm becoming, the spiritual path I'm now on, where those seeds were planted and watered and fertilized And it was from those times that I think the cultivation of where I am today really started to take root. That said, it would take me another 10 years to get to this space today. That it took me so long to get here and really start actively taking care of my spiritual room, that's okay. It's not about how my journey started on this path, and it will not be how my journey ends on this path. It really is about the journey itself, the good stuff right here in the middle. How trials and tribulations in my life eventually became teachers and educators. How the successes in my life created courage and a fearlessness to explore where I'm going. That I allowed myself to heal from old wounds. That I gave myself permission to let go of the things that no longer served me in my life, and to accept and be okay to embrace where I'm going, who I'm becoming as a spirit being, and just enjoying the exploration of a spiritual path in a really good way. Now, in case you're asking yourself the question, I wonder what the things are that awaken Michelle's spirit and connects her to all things in creation. Well, you're in luck. Here's a few examples for you. I love the smell of the earth after a spring thunderstorm. Sunset over water. How the wind speaks and talks and whistles through the trees. An evening fire in summer. Smudging and prayer conversation with great creator. Reading a really good book with a cup of tea. Watching my dog bask and sleep in the summer sun. Drumming, dancing, meditation, yoga. How my bare feet touch the earth as I walk upon our mother. The robin who sings and welcomes the morning, or the dragonfly who lights upon my nose. Learning, as we know, is a lifelong process. And I'm learning that all of us in nature carry inherent powers and energies and purposes. The swimmers, the walkers, the crawlers, the flyers, the diggers, the water, the tree, the plant, the rock. I'm learning that spirituality for Haudenosaunee people means a vast many things. For example, it means giving thanks for my life and our life. Giving thanks to all of my sacred relations and beings in nature, to whom we really can't live without. It means giving thanks to Mother Earth. It is written in Haudenosaunee teachings that she is the land or clay in which we come from, and it is she who we will return to someday. That spirituality is language, oral and written storytellings and teachings passed down through generations by the elders and knowledge keepers. It is honoring the four sacred directions, east, south, west, and north. The four sacred elements, water, wind, earth, and fire. I'm learning that spirituality is about ceremony and dancing and drumming and celebration of all things. I am learning that it is simply a way of being. Spirit and spirituality, I think, as I'm learning and pondering, I think that it is, in a lot of ways, the space where we connect and symbiotically interconnect with one another. Where the space where through action we humbly gain and grow and learn to maintain our life connections to each other in the vast web of life. I'm learning and I'm pondering that I think spiritual knowledge reminds us why it's so important that we learn to wisely and respectfully walk with each other and all of creation and all beings in nature, that we learn to accept each other for who we are and understand the purposes we all carry, to move through the life cycle in a healthily and lovingly and wise way as a whole. So as I am learning, as above, so below. As within, so without. Though the information and ideas and points in this video come from my young and much growing lens, I will encourage you to step back, take a breath, and gently open your perspective and think about this knowledge in relation to your own life knowledge. Because really, even though our perspectives might be different, there are always two sides to every coin, even when we can't see it. If you liked the information in today's video, please give us a thumbs up and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscription button and turn on your notifications. I put a video out about once every 3 weeks at this point. Please, I will also encourage you to leave a comment below after you've thought and sat back and pondered about our information here today. Every time you like, subscribe, and post comments, it helps me to grow this channel and in turn helps you to grow your wisdom. Remember, one person, one idea, and one mindfully explored and shared piece of knowledge does have the ability to impact and change another person's perspective and quality of life for the better. Niao yo, and thank you for watching today's video. May you go in a good way.